Hey guys, I'm making this video because obviously I'm not in school today, and I want to go ahead and walk you through a small art project that we're going to go ahead and create today. The objective is basically just to get used to Snap, just like yesterday, and I want you to go ahead and practice that. I'm going to have you open up Snap. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Again, if you don't understand the algorithm and how it works, that's 100% fine. That's not what I'm trying to focus on today. Again, what I'm trying to focus on is you being able to use Snap efficiently, make sure that you can move things around, and that you can create something nice in the process. Just please stay focused on which blocks I am using. I'm going to require you to have something very similar to what I have, except that you are completely free to draw whatever it is you'd like to draw. You're going to see that I am going to be changing colors. I'm going to be changing maybe line thickness. I'm going to be making different shapes. You are more than free to go ahead and draw whatever it is you want to draw. I'm going to go ahead and let you know inside of the algorithm, which parts you can customize to make your own art project completely yours, right? So first off, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and add a if statement inside an if statement. So what this art project is going to do is going to ask the user to choose the numbers 1, 2, or 3. And once the user enters as an input the numbers 1, 2, or 3, they will create a certain type of art project. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that, and I'm going to create an if statement inside an if statement. An if statement inside an if else statement. So I'm going to go right here to my if else statement. So I'm going to get rid of this statement first. And I'll put another if else inside. Okay, notice I'm just dragging and dropping the blocks to the inside of the coding area. Under sensing, I'm going to ask a question, and this question is going to ask, what type of art would you like? Just some instructions for the user. Press 1 for triangle art. Press 2 for circle art. Press 3 for... I'm just going to go with random art on this one. Again, you're free to choose whatever it is you'd like to go ahead and have your turtle draw out. Here under the conditional, I'm going to go ahead and say that if my operator equals, so this is again my condition, go back to sensing and say answer. Notice this answer is a reporter. We'll go over that later. Again, right now I'm just trying to have you practice moving things around. If answer equals to 1, then something is going to happen. If it doesn't equal to 1, it's going to go down the else and ask another question. Go back to operators. And actually sometimes I can, or not sometimes, I can always just go here and duplicate this, put it there, go to 2. Again, that is something I would like you to practice, just so you know that that is an option in case you don't want to go back and forth and start looking for blocks, different blocks everywhere. In this case, if the answer equals to 2, then I'll go ahead and do something else. And then finally, any other answer, including the 3, would then have your turtle draw something completely different. Right? I'm going to go to pen now, and I'm going to go ahead and start my algorithm for option 1, which is my triangle art. Pen down. And I'm going to maybe change my pen color. And you can always just choose whatever it is you want to change it to. I maybe want to change my pen size. We'll try something like a 10. This is completely customizable to you. I'm not going to worry about what the actual kind of drawing is. I just want you to have the basic algorithm here, kind of the way I do. Again, this is just practice making some type of, this is just practice moving the blocks around and getting you used to it. And maybe, I mean, really, it could be whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to go back into motion. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and make some kind of triangle. This I'm going to put, now let's go with 50. I don't want to make it too large. Pen down, set the pen color, change pen size by 10, move 10 steps. If I think about a triangle, I think the inside or the outside, it's 130. You know, I'm not going to worry about that. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and do a more than 90. So let's go with 180. Right click this. I think I can duplicate this right here. If you notice, if I duplicate it, it duplicates only the same color blocks. It's kind of doing this thing right here. Right click, maybe duplicate again. And let's see what if it makes that triangle I want. Okay, it does not. Alright, so instead of 180, let's go with 1. Yeah, because 180 would just be going around, turning back around. So let's go with, what, 120? Again, this is just me working on whatever it is I want to draw. You can draw whatever it is you want to draw. You can make a happy face and use that, whatever you feel that you want to do. I thought that was a little small, so let's go with 100. Okay, so there's an actual triangle there that came out pretty good. I'm going to go back into looks. Let's see, pen, and I'm going to change the pen RGBA. Let's see. I'm not exactly sure what the RGBA does, but let's see. 50. Let's try another one with 100. Okay, so I can see that it does change the actual hue a little bit. Let's go with 2. Alright, so instead of putting the number 2 here, I'm just going to use a feature that you're going to go ahead and see later on, and that is to use, it's under operators, and that is to use a pick random from 1 to 10. So I can go ahead and put this here. From 1 through, let's go 1 through 100. So in this case, I don't know exactly how far the hue goes, but if I right click and I press help, okay, well the hue is, that part isn't working. But you know what? It doesn't really matter right now. You can always look up the values over here in the library. You go into libraries. You can go ahead and look it up there. But for right now, again, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and put 1 through 100. Alright. And I'm going to want it to go ahead and move to a random location. Go to this right here. Alright. Now, notice that it goes go to X0 and Y0. The reason for this is because you have an x-axis and a y-axis here, and it's just like a coordinate plane where you have your y-axis and then you have your x-axis here. Alright, now if I go here and I show, let's see, I got my extension turbo, long lock, visible stepping, turbo, large extension box, stage size. All right, so you see the stage size goes from 480 to 360, meaning that the width right here is going to be 480, while the height right here is going to be 360. All right. I'm just going to keep it under 200. I don't need it. I don't need any crazy numbers or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go here, go to. Oh, I already had one. And again, I'm going to use this pick random. I'm going to put this here, and again duplicate and put this here. So this is saying that if I were to put this in a loop, which I'm going to go ahead and do right now, I can go and choose a random location. I'm going to put 1 through 200. I'm also put 1 through 200. Finally, this entire thing I'm going to go ahead and put inside of a loop, just so that way it repeats a whole bunch of times. Put this in here. And you know what, I think the thickness it's a little too much, so I'm going to change it maybe back to 5. Again, this is completely up to you and whatever it is you want to do. I just want to see that you do go ahead and play around with it, make your own, piece of art. I'm gonna go ahead and ask. It's gonna ask, press 1 for the triangle art. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and want. I don't have anything else in any of the other else statements, so for right now that's the only option. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and press 1, enter, and it's going to make some type of art. I'm going to change this one right here. If you notice, the thickness increased. So you need to be careful when you use move instead of change. Sorry, not move. When you use set instead of change. My bad. Because changing means that every time it goes through the loop, it's actually going to change by 5, and that's not what I want. I just want to set it. The pen to a certain set pen brightness, set pen size. 2:1. I'm just going to set it to 5. Clear this. Again, it's going to ask 1. And there you go. I made some kind of art. I can repeat this to maybe, I don't know, 100. So actually the loop will repeat 100 times. 1, and there you go. It made my art. I can go ahead and maybe increase this from -200, because now we're dealing with the negative portion, right, which is over here. -200. Clear this and ask 1, enter. And there's my art, right? I can always change this a little bit. Maybe change transparency, RGBA. Let's go, instead of just 1 to 100, let's go to 300. Let's see if I can go up to 300. Okay, well, there's something a little different. All right, again, it's up to you 100% what you guys want to go ahead and draw. I'm going to take this and let's see what I have over here. I had triangle art, press or circle art. So maybe instead of here doing this, I'm going to go ahead and take this whole algorithm. I'm going to go ahead and paste it here for number 2. But instead of making my triangles, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to make a stamp. Okay, and the stamp, all it does, it makes just that. It makes a stamp. Change this to maybe red just so you can see the difference. And let's go ahead and try it. I'm going to run the entire algorithm. It's going to ask what. This time I'm going to press 2 because I want the circle art. And it looks like it did not do that. Let's go ahead and see what's wrong. Pen, move random, pick random, change hue, change pen size, go to. Alright, looks like I did have to change one of the pen downs because it was moving around without it actually picking up the pen. I have something like this, right? And the stamp is right here. All I have to do in this case is add the loop.